The first 2 years I lost 100 pounds.
Sure about that. What? Like, you want a picture with me? Like,
Yeah. Graham, can you come do a backflip?
Cardio's making you fat. That's what we're going to talk about today.
You're listening to the Northstar Podcast.
We are at episode 81 of the Northstar Podcast, coming up on our road to 100 episodes, which is a really big milestone that we keep talking about all the time. Welcome, guys. Today we're going to be talking about, you might have heard of that one friend in your friend group that's cut out sugar, and next thing you know, they lost 15 pounds. And why is that? Why is sugar the villain? And what's the problem with sugar, and how you can use sugar, and how should you not use sugar in your diet? And we're just going to roll off from there.
We got a quickie today with this one.
Yeah, it's going to be a quickie. Someone has to jet.
Sometimes we just got to have a quickie, man.
So, yeah.
Sometimes you just got to have a quickie in life.
We're on the casting couch. Oh, yeah. Oh, that got dirty quick. But anyways, so sugar. What are your thoughts on sugar?
When utilized properly, I think it's going to be really efficient. I think the misconception with sugar is, like, if you were to give someone a bag of sugar, they're not going to eat. Like, most people are not going to just, like, they're not, like, when people say, I'm addicted to sugar, it's not, well,
you're not going to see actual sugar and just, like,
you're not just,
I think that's appetizing.
Maybe there might be someone, but, like, most people are not like that.
Like, you ever seen those weird people? Like, there's, like, that one TV show where they have weird addictions. There's a girl who eats, like the dry
mattress.
Yeah, people aren't like that, hopefully.
Yeah, but
and if you've been watching our podcast, you probably look at a few things, so you're not.
But I think, like, the biggest thing is, like, they're more, when they say they're addicted, or they're, it's like more hyper-palatable foods. So it's like foods that contain sugar, fats,
oils,
salts,
additives,
it's like makes
stuff.
it taste delicious, right? So when I look at, like, sugar in general, even especially when you look at, athletes especially, like, getting sugar in, like, fruit and, like, juices and all these things are actually really, like, beneficial. And for a lot of people, actually, like, obviously if we're talking to someone who's diabetic, that's a different question, right? They got to be very careful on
insulin and all that stuff.
Yeah, they have to be careful.
And those with older ages who are high risk of diabetes too, who are borderline.
But most people that are, like, lifting weights and are, somewhat active and healthy, like, they can have sugar and they'll be fine. But the reason why people lose weight when they cut out sugar is because they're not cutting out sugar. They're cutting out hyper-palatable foods
That's exactly what I want to say.
That contain sugar.
That contain sugar, that also drives their cravings, that drive those negative emotions, that guilt. And, that's the biggest thing, because that's what's really addictive, right? All those fats are in there, those trans fats. And people, you always hear it. I mean, I hear it, especially in the brown community, is like, like, you eat all this food growing up, and then next thing you know, they're in their late 40s, 50s, and they're worrying about eating an apple. They're like, oh, there's sugar in the apple, and they can't eat this apple, and they cut it out, and they get miserable. And then they put on stress upon themselves, which has way more negative side effects as well. So,
well, there's no one who's got, like, I always, like, I've said this in, like, nutrition meetings, like, you eating, like, no one got obese or overweight from eating the 10 apples. You don't see people just downing 10 apples at a time usually, right? Like, it's not that one fruit that got you to that point. It's the excess of calories that you've overconsumed. So it's not the sugar just from that apple, or it's not the, it's like, it's a long period of you eating and overconsuming.
Overfilling the bank. That's how I see it. You got a calorie bank, and that calorie bank is getting too full. The doors are open, the calories are slipping out, and that ends up just meaning your belly expanding. So,
well, and I think just overall, like, having and utilizing, like, the energy from the sugar, if we want to get more logistic, it's like, carbohydrates around your workout's going to obviously help with performance. It's obviously going to do, like, it's going to do a better job for you in that aspect. And again, there's some people, like I said, who are diabetic, and you got to be careful of what you're having, but most of the time, someone who's healthy can have fruit or sugar, and again, in a moderation, depending on the individual. More people can have more, some people need less. If you're talking to, just like we did the podcast with Abram, right? If you haven't listened to episode 79 or 78, when he's doing activity, and he's, like, he can afford in the aspect of having a lot of sugar and those things.
His brain needs it.
Well, it's just because he needs to fuel himself up. But if you have someone who's sedentary and they don't really, do it, like they're not going to be able to have the
They
same
don't need
diet.
the same amount of demand, right? It's like a supply demand thing. And I think another thing to emphasize when people see that person that like did I cut out sugar and I lost 15 pounds. What did they actually do? Like there's more chance that they're actually eating fewer calories, which is leading them to be in a calorie deficit, which is causing them to lose weight as well. They're most likely also reducing ultra-processed foods, which affect your hormones, which play the long game in the long run of actually losing the weight too. And then the other thing is, especially if you're getting your sugar from liquid calories, that's where another thing where it gets you. I think people, if they can cut out like high sugary pops, it will be a huge thing. It will be it will make a massive benefit. Like me personally, I think cutting out pop. When's there been a study that shows that? Like diet soda is a different thing, but actual pop, if it's good for you, no. Studies have proven taking that out shows a lot of benefits because you're getting so much calories, and you're impacting your hormones and your insulin. And I think simply those people, they make those decisions, they cut out those things, and usually that leads to them making other healthier decisions, eating more cleaner food, exercising more, improving their their insulin sensitivity, which plays a big role into it as well. So when it comes to actually the function, how did this happen? Why did they lose the weight? It's not actually the sugar itself, which was the villain. It was all the other things. And all the stuff they didn't really think about, but they were doing naturally.
Well, I think going off the liquid calorie thing, it's, again, dependent on the individual. Like, you know, if you're someone who does drink a lot of pop, a lot of times people who've changed to diet pop, obviously makes a difference because you're going from 100x calories to 0, right? But
or 60 grams of sugar to 0 as well.
Yeah, like obviously it's going to make a difference. But like, dude, I love pop. Like, I like to drink pop. Like, I don't drink it like...
You do like diet pop or just normal? Like
No, I like fucking normal, just like normal ass pop, man. Like, you know, like I'm not drinking like 8 a day. But, you know, if I go out for dinner or like, you know, I'll have an iced tea or I'll have a ginger ale or I'll have a Sprite. I like Slurpees, bro. I love Slurpees, man. Like, but again, I'm not going to the point where I'm like,
you're
chugging, I'm chugging back, but I also
give me 10 more.
But I also am very active individual as well. So it's like, you know, if I have a pop that's 150 calories, 200 calories, that's not putting me over the edge, right? But if I'm chugging back 4 liters of pop a day, well, obviously it's gonna make a difference. Like, you know, there's a difference there, but no, man, like I think
you're being reasonable with your proportions, right?
Yeah, and I think that's the thing is like you got to understand like it's okay to still have like sugar in a drink, but it's also like understanding, you know, and asking yourself when's the best time or
is a strategic way of doing it.
It's okay to have it, and if you know go and have a iced tea or whatever.
Yeah, like marathon runners, they'll keep Coke on them as well when they're doing like long runs or
just you know.
maybe you never know, right? Some get caught in the crazy stuff, but like actually like no, I remember when I was doing my dietitian course in university, it's like with actual like people who do triathlons and like those the Tour de France, like they would have like a Coke for them just because their body just depletes those carbs, but obviously that's not everyone. But
I like pop with cane sugar. I just find cane tastes better.
Yeah.
It tastes better in my opinion. It's still good without it.
We call that gond in job. Like we would call that gond. Like we love like cane sugar pop. It's like the best thing.
Yeah, like when I was in Mexico, man, like Coke out there
fresh cane sugar.
Yeah, with the Coke out there has cane sugar.
Yep.
And man, it was just like, oh man, this is so good. It doesn't leave a weird film on your teeth. You know, I don't know, it tastes good. Like again, I'm not backing like.
But it's also a cleaner version of sugar and a cleaner version of the like pop itself versus if you go here and you're getting a bunch of other crap into it.
Yeah, if you're looking at like if you want to look at like higher quality sugars, you can look at honey, maple syrup, like, you know, but you know, fruit juices too, right? Like when you look at juice and it's just 100% juice, not like added sugars, you could look at that too. But at the end of the day, man, like, you know, if you're someone who's trying to be more health conscious and you're already having so much consumption of sugar and highly processed foods, more than likely, if you can start to reduce the amount, I don't like the word eliminate, but reduce the amount that you're doing, you're going to start to see changes.
Taper off. Yeah. And the thing is, like, there's going to be less brain fog. There is stuff that shows, like, you're going to think clearer, your cravings, your food noise is going to signal down as well. And I think realistically, I mean, our audience really isn't like high-level competing bodybuilders, where that would be a different thing, where you have to be more strict on your carb intake and all that. But I think it's a really simple thing that there's a misconception on, and people see it and they go like, this person did it. Betty did this. How did Betty lose 15 pounds? All they did was cut sugar. And then they approach it the wrong way without understanding the sciences and understanding the basics of it and the principles. And then what happens is they're not able to build that foundation because they don't really know what got them there and what sticks, so they don't stick to it, right?
Yeah. Well, and it's like when people are like, oh, I'm addicted to savory things or whatever. It's
or
like
salty foods or...
Yeah, it's like I put a thing of salt in front of you. You're not going to like,
Yeah, no one's going to fucking look at a salt thing and just go...
Yeah. Well, maybe somebody, but, most times probably not. But then that also tells you something about yourself.
Yes.
It's like if you're always craving sugar, you're always craving salt, or you're craving something very specific, like there's probably a reason, or there's maybe a deficiency somewhere that is causing you to
That's
want...
with your nutrient intake as well.
Yeah, your nutrient intake is really low.
Yeah.
So you're probably not having enough protein. You're probably not having enough vitamins and minerals from your fruits and veggies. Like there's probably something that's happening or you're not doing. And if you start doing that, those cravings will slowly start to diminish. Doesn't mean they're going to be eliminated, but it's going to be diminished to a point where it's easier to control and it's not going to be as hard. So I always say, like, most of the times when people are deficient in or want salty is because they just don't have enough sodium as is in their diet. Like sodium is actually important. You know, you hear like no salt, don't have this, don't have, it's like, no, it's
personally, but the way I train, I need so much salt. That's why I have electrolyte powders. I have all that stuff as well. So,
and everyone's going to be different, right?
Yep.
So,
but it's a big thing, right? And
yeah. I don't know, man. What do you think? Good place to end?
I think that's a good thing to end. I think we basically nailed everything on the bucket. Guys, whoever has more questions, you feel like there's something deeper around this issue that you're struggling with for your specific needs, always reach out to us. We're here to help you guys. And
and if you are the one deep throating some sugar, I don't think that's you, but you more than likely probably you probably just love cookies. So
I actually had a cookie right before this morning. Fresh baked cookie with salt on top of it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, maybe you're deficient in something.
Yeah, definitely.
Just kidding. Just joking.
Sweet guys, thank you for listening to us.
Yeah, listen to episode 81, man. Yeah, and we will see you guys in episode 82. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you soon.
Peace
out.